Now in Nightside, a woman beloved in the Minnehaha community is being remembered tonight as the Major Crimes Unit continues to investigate the shocking circumstances surrounding her death.
The fog is returning tonight for a gray weekend. Plus, we're tracking a return to wet weather in your first alert forecast.
And a top 10 battle in Seattle between Gonzaga and UConn. We'll have the highlights and a live report. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Thanks so much for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. Gonzaga wanted revenge for last year's NCAA tournament loss to UConn, but the Huskies had other ideas. Alex Crescenti is here in the house, and sports director Julian Minnesota is in Seattle to break down tonight's game. Guys.
Yeah, for the second time in less than a week, the Gonzaga Bulldogs traveled over to Seattle and are coming home with a loss after they fell to UConn 76-63. Earlier this evening, the Bulldogs simply outmatched by the Huskies once again. And while this score was closer than the Elite Eight matchup back in March, there wasn't a whole lot that the Bulldogs could do to get this win. And our Julian Minnesota was courtside tonight. And Julian, what did you see out there?
Well, Alex, tonight was eerily similar to that game back in March. This one was a little bit closer, but it was not as close as the score may have indicated. UConn wore out Gonzaga with their size and length similar to what they did 9-10 months ago in Las Vegas. Not to mention the shots weren't falling for the Zags. Just 2 for 12, I should say, from three-point range tonight. They were 2 for 20 back in that game in March. The shots don't fall. A similar type of performance. Well, it's a similar type of result for the Zags.
Second half offense, we just got to take care of the ball and get shots that we want. And I feel like we were forcing some things and some turnovers that cost us. So, yeah, just being more secure with the ball and getting our shots.
And just think about this. Over the last 3 games, Gonzaga is shooting 25% from three-point range. A program that is historically good offensively is just not getting it done. There is a lid on the rim for Gonzaga right now, and they're going to have to fix things quickly before they get into league play. Guys?
Well, thank you so much. Again in a few minutes on what this loss means for the bigger picture when it comes to the remainder of the Zags season. Derek, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Washington Supreme Court decided it will not have a hand in the future of the Pac-12 Conference, deciding it will not review a lower court's decision to give Washington State and Oregon State Universities control of the Pac-12 Board of Directors. The University of Washington and the other departing Pac-12 schools asked the court to review the case, saying it caused them irreparable harm. The justices denied motions, though, for both discretionary and direct review, leaving the Whitman County judge's ruling in place. That means it's a big win for WSU and OSU. And a reminder, the Seahawks host the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night in Seattle as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Monday Night Football starts at 5 o'clock right here on 4 News Now. All right, we are looking at a foggy, gray weekend in the inland Northwest, but there's a chance we'll see some rain, maybe even some snow early next week.
In the mountains, some snow. Okay. Down in town, it is going to be all rain. Let's take a look right now. We're dealing with fog. Here's the latest image in Coeur d'Alene. This is at US 95 and I-90. They've had visibility down less than a quarter of a mile in Coeur d'Alene this evening. Here's US 95 in Hanley. Also some dense fog there. We have reports of dense fog at Moses Lake, less than a quarter mile. Also in Meade have had some fog, and we'll see more of that around the region. There's Moses Lake, less than a quarter a mile right now in Coeur d'Alene. That's actually improved, and we have some dense fog down around the Tri-Cities as well. High pressure in control, stagnant air. We have an air stagnation advisory that goes through Monday morning for the areas elevated in gray there. That does not include the Silver Valley, the Idaho and Washington Palouse, and the Elsie Valley, as well as the Blue Mountains. But the rest of the region, that air stagnation may be an issue. We're seeing our air quality possibly into the moderate range as a result tomorrow. We'll be down in the 20s around the region to start the day, so some patchy freezing fog as you're heading out, warming up to a high of 35 degrees, which is about average. 33 is our average high. A very similar day on Sunday, but then we're going to see some changes heading into the work week. I'll let you know what that will mean for your travel plans. Holidays are upon us. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, talk to you in a bit. Shocking new details now regarding the woman's body that was found in a northeast Spokane field on Wednesday. That woman was 65-year-old Carol Street. We want to warn you, some of these details may be disturbing to hear, so sensitive viewers should maybe mute the TV or even leave the room. Court documents say detectives are looking for evidence of a homicide. A search warrant reveals bloody clothes that could have been Carol's were found in another field nearby. They also reveal when detectives found Carol's body, she had serious injuries to both arms and was missing a hand. Her pants were also pulled down. When detectives searched her home, the sliding door was open, but there were no signs of violence. The search warrant detectives have is for the field Carol was found in, her home, and her dog. Now, Carol's friends and former colleagues want people to know the person she was before her death. She was a counselor in the behavioral health field and helped people who were fighting addiction. Everyone we spoke to had nothing but great things to say about her. They say Carol's humor was infectious. She enjoyed fishing, and she was passionate about her work.
I think what I'll miss most about Carol is the gratitude, the kindness, again, her compassion. She never took anything for granted. She bent over backwards to make sure that people felt loved and appreciated.
Now, Carol worked for the Spokane Regional Health District before she passed. The district released this statement saying, "We are shocked and saddened by the news. Carol was a joy to work with and was loved by her patients. She had a smile and laugh that was infectious. You couldn't help but grin and laugh along. Our hearts go out to her family. As colleagues and friends of Carol, we share in the grief for the loss of such a wonderful person. She will be missed." And just a few blocks away in that same Minnehaha neighborhood, several people were detained last night in connection to the deaths of Kiara Morgan Wieland and Colton Russell last Friday. Spokane police officers say they got a search warrant for the house for multiple crimes, including the investigation into 2 deaths over the weekend. Neighbors say a lot of foot traffic passes through that house every day.
Something that's just been kind of upsetting us in the neighborhood about what's going on, and we're just kind of tired of seeing one house ruin the entire neighborhood.
Now, police detained more than 5 people. The officers were inside that house all night searching for evidence. Spokane police and the medical examiner remain tight-lipped about how Morgan Wieland and Russell died. The Major Crimes Unit continues to investigate this incident. On December 28th, the house where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered is scheduled to be torn down. That announcement was made by the university yesterday. The demolition will happen over the winter break when the university says it will be least disruptive for students. The school says it's another step in the healing process. In Moscow today, campus was relatively quiet as students finished out their finals and hit the road to return home for the holidays. The students and community members we met with said they didn't want to go on camera, but they did say they felt the removal of the house was a positive thing. One student who lives only about 20 yards from the house says between the boarded up windows, police tape, and 24/7 security, the university's decision to tear this house down might help people move forward. All right, still to come here on Nightside, how the Spokane Police Department is cracking down on package thieves, plus how a Tennessee elementary school has become the center of a heated religious and political debate.
Pick of the night tonight is from Francie Irwin. Gorgeous December sunset over Potholes Lake. December has the best sunsets, but we're not going to see a lot of sunset activity with the low clouds and fog moving in. I'll have your forecast after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Sweet Palace and Sapphire Jewelry in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Stay safe while traveling this winter. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect. 4 News Now First Alert weather on air, on the app, and streaming on KXLY Plus.
I was only planning to jingle some of the way tonight, but now I think I might be jingling all the way for you.
It's never too early for late night cheer.
How satisfied are you with your visit with us?
I'm not satisfied.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Here's a holiday thought to ponder. Is it truly a wish list if you only have one wish? Here's to getting everything you're hoping for this season. Make your wish list a reality with exceptional offers during the season of Audi.
This holiday season, Walker's Furniture and Anton Watson are teaming up with the help of KXLY to give some person or family in need the gift of a better night's sleep.
My favorite color is purple.
Just go to KXLY.com and nominate the person or family who could use a new mattress. And on December 21st, we'll announce the winner.
Thank you, KXLY, for helping Walker's Furniture and myself spread the word for this great cause. Together, we can make a difference.
Say yes to your healthcare story with Washington Health Plan Finder. You'll get help finding the right healthcare plan like Cascade Care. Start your next chapter right at wahealthplanfinder.org. Enroll now.
This Christmas, treat yourself to a new Toyota from Findlay and take advantage of year-end specials on your favorite Toyotas. Plus, delay payments for up to 90 days, making it a great time to check off your wish list for that perfect gift from Findlay.
4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
All right, welcome back. We've been talking about hopes for a white Christmas, and it just doesn't look great right now, does it?
It doesn't. I can't completely rule it out. I think I saw it's right about a 2% chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So I'm saying there is a chance, but it does not look good. Yeah. We're not going to see any snow over the weekend, and certainly not today. Our high temperature today, I just want to revisit this because it was a nice day. Got some sunshine. I saw my shadow briefly. 40 degrees for a high. 33 is now our average high. And one other thing I want to point out on here, because it's kind of exciting, 3:59 our sunset. It was 3:58. So our sunset is getting later. Our sunrise is also getting later. So we're still losing daylight on that end of the day, but not for long. The winter solstice is within view. Tonight, patchy freezing fog, 28 degrees for an overnight low. We already have that fog developing around the region, and it's going to be tough to kick this time of year. Low clouds and fog throughout the day tomorrow with a high of 39, and this isn't helping. Light winds, not even a little bit of a breeze to help stir up that fog. Our chance of precipitation, 0 through the weekend, then it's up to 20% Monday for a system coming in late into Tuesday with lingering showers possible on Wednesday. High pressure in control over the weekend, a fairly flat ridge. It's going to continue to allow the clouds to be passing through, but you'll notice all of this moisture working its way up along the coast. Here's Sunday at 8 o'clock, and that is going to come on in, move east as we get into late Monday and Tuesday in the form of valley rain and fairly high mountain snow. Take a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. The black line down here is average, which is 33. It stays at 33 right on through the end of December and into the beginning of January. We're going to be right about average the next couple of days, but then closer to 40 as we get into next week and that moisture comes in, and our snow levels are going to be quite high. Here's a look right now. We're around 2,900 feet for Saturday. That's above the top of the South Hill. 3,400 feet Sunday, and by the time that wet weather comes in, we're up quite high. It's still up around the ski areas, but nowhere near the Spokane area or Coeur d'Alene. You've got to get up into the mountains to find the snow next week. Here's a look at your planning forecast. After the fog starts to clear, we'll bring in that chance of wet weather late Monday and into Tuesday in the form of rain. Some lingering showers possible on Wednesday. Winter officially starts Thursday night. It's the winter solstice with a slight chance of rain, and that will continue through Friday. Overnight lows in the 20s the next couple of days, and then right around freezing beyond. And this takes us awfully close to Christmas. Dry Saturday, but there is a chance of some wet weather on Sunday. But it also looks like our high temperature is going to be up in the upper 30s.
So even if we do get it, who knows if it's going to stick around?
But a lot could happen between now and then.
Okay.
I'm just saying the odds aren't great.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Well, the holiday season, as you know, is in full swing, and with just 2 weeks left until Christmas, you may be doing some last-minute gift shopping. With so many people shopping online now, the Spokane Police Department says it is cracking down on package thieves. SPD's Stolen Property and Recovery Unit, or SPEAR, is ramping up its emphasis on these thefts. They say you should always report incidents of package theft as soon as they happen. SPD also encourages posting any footage on the Nextdoor app or any other social media. They've even started using bait packages, which are empty, to try to deter more thefts.
I think the biggest thing that will be helpful is just having people know that they're out there, having the criminals know that they're out there, and maybe they'll be a little less inclined to go steal packages. But rest assured, we're putting them in good locations and monitoring them so that when they do get stolen, we'll be there.
Spokane Police have a section of their Facebook page dedicated to posting footage of these thefts. If you recognize anyone, report it to Crime Check or send an email to thefttips@spokanepolice.org. With less than 2 weeks before Christmas, many people are going to be hitting the roads to be with friends and family. Last year, more than 700 people died on Washington roads, and more than half of those involved drugs or alcohol. That's why for the next 2 weeks, officers will be adding emphasis patrols to find any impaired drivers. Last year, the Washington Traffic Safety Commission saw an all-time high in road deaths. And it's not just people drinking, but combining alcohol and drugs. These patrols aren't to scare people. They're to make sure everyone makes it to their holiday destination safely.
Everybody should be able to travel, walk, ride, get to where they're going this holiday season without losing their life or a loved one's life.
These patrols will continue until January 1st. Over $26,000 has been raised to help over 1,000 Spokane public school students in unstable housing situations. The HEART program will give those students gift cards before winter break. The district says it's overwhelmed by the generosity of the community, from a several $1,000 anonymous cash donation to a $12 Target gift card that a student purchased with all of their piggy bank money. Every dollar will provide support for a student in need and let them know they're loved. All right, new on Nightside, a Tennessee elementary school has become the stage of a heated religious and political debate. A Satanism after-school club is causing some parents to see red while raising questions about the First Amendment. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
This morning, the controversy as an after-school Satan club comes to a Memphis elementary school next month.
These are very young children, and they're being used for a political agenda or some kind of agenda that has no place in our schools.
Memphis Shelby County Schools representatives spoke to concerned parents about how they don't approve of the club, but under a 2001 Supreme Court ruling, schools can't discriminate against a religious group based on their viewpoints and must allow them to rent space at Chimney Rock Elementary.
I do not endorse, I do not support the beliefs of this organization at the center of the recent headlines.
Officials say the Satanic Temple that will run the after-school Satan Club is a nonprofit organization and follow district protocols to apply for space.
The district does not discriminate against any legitimate nonprofit group based on religion or its beliefs.
Chimney Rock Elementary would be the group's 5th active club in the country. While leaders from the Satanic Temple insist they aren't teaching students anything religious, their beliefs are firm.
It's important to us that people do know that we self-identify as Satanists, even if we're not teaching Satanism, just so people have an idea that that perspective about what satanic practitioners are is completely wrong.
The club's director insists parents contacted them expressing interest.
We do a lot of community projects. We do a lot of STEAM type activities, science-based activities. And at the end of the day, we have decided not to teach about Satan.
The school district says children will need a signed permission slip to join. The after-school Satan Club director says they can only operate in schools that have other religious clubs. Chimney Rock Elementary does have a Christian club, and now there are calls for all faith-based clubs to be banned from district schools. The interim superintendent vows that won't happen. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
All right, why Starbucks could be forced to reopen some Seattle area stores. That story next on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you eat, what makes you happy, and what keeps you up at night. The place you call home. It's why we created a health insurance company that considers so much more. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
Do more together this holiday. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or hauling a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. Around the Northwest, Starbucks could be forced to reopen some Seattle area stores over union-busting allegations from the National Labor Relations Board. Starbucks cited safety concerns when it closed 6 shops in Seattle last year, but a local Starbucks barista claims that's not the whole story.
I believe the announcement came less than 2 months after we had voted to unionize.
Now the Labor Board is seeking an order for Starbucks to reopen the Seattle stores and offer workers their jobs back. Starbucks denies the allegations of union busting. If a settlement cannot be reached between the parties, the case is scheduled to go before a judge. New on Nightside, this cute little dog, Mutton, is revealing ancient secrets about the extinct breed known as woolly dogs that were raised by the women of the Coast Salish tribal nations here in the Pacific Northwest. Scientists studied this pelt and say these dogs were shorn like sheep to make blankets and textiles. The last woolly dog disappeared around the end of the 19th century. It's unclear how they died out, but the study authors say those who cared for the woolly dogs died from disease brought by colonizers. Well, it turns out cats aren't very picky eaters. According to a new study, they will kill and eat any creature they come across. Researchers looked at the global impact of free-ranging domestic cats and found they eat over 2,000 species of rodents, insects, and birds. Nearly 350 of these species are threatened or nearly threatened, and they've even caused some species to become extinct, making house cats one of the most problematic invasive species in the world. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has determined Matthew Perry died from the effects of an anesthetic ketamine. The 54-year-old Friends actor died on October 28th in his pool. He was on ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety prior to his death, which was determined to be an accident. A Food and Drug Administration official says lead contamination in recalled applesauce pouches may have been an intentional act, saying so far all signs point to someone in the supply chain contaminating the pouches on purpose. The FDA is still investigating. At least 65 children under the age of 6 have reported getting sick after eating apple cinnamon fruit puree pouches from the brands Wanabana, Weiss, and Schnucks. The New Jersey Poison Control Center says contaminated spices are incredibly common. Sometimes it occurs naturally because of the metals in soil, but other times it's intentional to add weight to a product. Well, the Gonzaga Bulldogs are coming off their 3rd loss of the season. Coming up, hear what this means for the team moving forward and how it could impact their NCAA tournament resume. We have a live report from Seattle next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Disney's Frozen, the musical, BroadwaySpokane.com.
American Idol goes all over the nation.
the hometowns big and small.
In search of America's next superstar.
You're going to Hollywood. You make dreams come true.
Home is where the dream starts. American Idol is where the dream takes off.
One of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Inspiring.
Your journey is going to be amazing.
Cheers to the hometown. You make dreams come true.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need.
I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it.
You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance.
We have plans with as low as $0 out-of-pocket premiums, a network of local doctors, and a rewards program for making healthy choices.
Nice.
That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance.
So call us or go online now. And Better Health. On a mission for better.
This Christmas, treat yourself or a loved one to a new vehicle from Findlay. With delayed payments for up to 90 days and bigger than normal trade-in values for your old ride, giving you plenty of reasons to upgrade to a new RAV4, Tacoma, or Tundra truck. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got lots of great choices for everyone.
I'm looking for something sporty and fast.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Ho, ho, ho!
This holiday season, Walker's Furniture and Anton Watson are teaming up with the help of KXLY to give some person or family in need the gift of a better night's sleep.
My favorite color is purple.
Just go to KXLY.com and nominate the person or family who could use a new mattress. And on December 21st, we'll announce the winner.
Thank you, KXLY, for helping Walker's Furniture and myself spread the word for this great cause. Together, we can make a difference.
Well, we're coming to the end of the non-conference portion of the college basketball season and starting to find out the contenders from the pretenders. Now, Gonzaga is by no means a pretender, but they've shown as of late they have a long way to go to be a contender for a national championship. Now, tonight inside Climate Pledge Arena, a rematch of last season's Elite Eight against UConn. In the first half, the Bulldogs were doing their best to stay with a high-powered Huskies squad as Anton Watson knocks down the three. Just 1 of 2 made from that range all night long. And the size of the Huskies proving to be hard to guard against as Tristan Newton lobs it up to Samson Johnson, who finishes with a dunk. UConn leads by 11 at the break. Zags would go down by as many as 18, but slowly climb their way back into this one. Watson drives to the basket, gets the reverse layup to go and the foul. But the hill was simply too steep to climb tonight. Huskies were just dominant inside the paint all game long. Alex Caravan gets the nice pass inside. He gets the basket, leading to the UConn 76-63 win. Now, our Julian Minnesota was at the game this evening. And Julian, while the Bulldogs were an underdog coming into this and a loss isn't the end of the world, it kind of feels like a missed opportunity at this point, right?
That's absolutely right, Alex. This game sets Gonzaga back as far as their NCAA tournament resume goes. Look, the goal for this team is to get a top 4 seed and host some games in Spokane there in the first few rounds in March. But losses like these could be the difference between being at home and having to travel away from Spokane in the first couple rounds of the NCAA tournament. Not to mention, they're just not playing well. The offense is stagnant. Gonzaga shot 25% from 3 over the last 3 games. It's something that's going to need to change in a hurry, especially before league play begins.
I think we've been getting some solid looks. We've just been missing them. It's really hard to say. We work on our shots. We got to maybe take some better ones, but I think for the most part we got some solid looks.
You don't want the lack of not coming out on the positive side to affect your confidence or anything, but it shows you, when you fight like that and the level that it takes to compete and physically battle. So I think there's things definitely you can learn like that.
And Gonzaga still has some chances to get some quality non-conference wins to boost their NCAA tournament resume. They have San Diego State, the national runner-up, at the end of the month here in December. And then they have Kentucky in February, which is a big one. However, they're going to have to do it shorthanded, most likely. As head coach Mark Few after the game said, guard Luka Kranovich broke his hand in a non-contact injury in shoot-around today. No timetable on Kranovich's return, but they will be without him for some time. So you combine that injury with the injury to Steele Venters, who's out for the year, and this Gonzaga team, who is already lacking depth, is quite thin, even more thin than they were at the start of the season, Alex.
Well, thank you so much, Julian. Good work there tonight. Now, like he just mentioned, they're going to play San Diego State at the end of the month, but they'll return home to play Jackson State next week. San Diego State a chance to get a good resume win there. Now, switching gears to college football, we know the destination for former Washington State wide receiver Josh Kelly. Earlier this afternoon, he took to social media to announce he'll be playing at Texas Tech next year. And if that makes a light go off in your head, that's because the Cougars are going to play the Red Raiders in Pullman on September 7th, so it won't be long for the reunion. In his one season at Wazoo, Kelly brought in 61 catches for 923 yards and 8 touchdowns. Now, just across the border in Idaho, wide receiver Hayden Hatton will not be hitting the transfer portal because he's declaring for the 2024 NFL Draft, and his stock really couldn't be higher at this point. Hatton finished his Vandal career as the most accomplished receiver in program history with 244 catches, more than 3,400 yards, and 33 touchdowns, and was twice named an FCS All-American. Now, Hatton will look to become the first Idaho player taken in the draft since Caden Ellis was selected in the 7th round back in 2019. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account.
But how much can you really save?
Yeah, I mean,
whoa.
Who is Culligan? Your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
If somebody's out there and they're on the streets and they feel lost, I just want them to know that there is hope. And everybody ultimately may give up on you. It's very important that you don't give up on yourself. I know it's hard and I know it's difficult and you feel like you're not going to make it, but if you want to make it, best believe you're going to make it. Even though you don't think you can change, you can. And when you're ready, there are people out there that will help you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel protected, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Bundle auto, home, and life and save up to 27%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
This Christmas, treat yourself to a new Toyota from Finley and take advantage of year-end specials on your favorite Toyotas. Plus, delay payments for up to 90 days, making it a great time to check off your wish list for that perfect gift from Finley.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, winter weather can have a huge impact on your skin. We have the heat on in the house, at school, and at the office. Plus, humidity levels are down. It can leave your skin pretty parched. First line of defense for you, a humidifier.
You want to set it to at least 50% hot or higher, and that can push some of that moisture back into the skin.
And don't abuse your skin by taking too many hot showers. It just adds to the dryness. Pat yourself dry after a lukewarm shower. I don't know who's doing that. No. So you don't increase the friction. Fragrance-free lotions containing ceramide are great for locking in moisture after a shower.
No way am I going to have a lukewarm. But here is a look at your forecast. A lot of moisture in the air in the form of fog and low clouds, 35 degrees. Might see a little filtered sunshine in the afternoon. But right now, that fog is really starting to get thick.
All right, and so hard to believe the first day of winter isn't actually until Thursday. All right. Take a look at this now. Santa partnered with the Airway Heights police to track down the Grinch who stole Christmas. They found him at Walmart and arrested him. Airway Heights police say the Grinch is being held without bond for attempted robbery. I want to know what he was trying to get away with from Walmart there. Maybe a
few toys.
Maybe
some hoo ham.
something like that. I was going to say like an air fryer or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. To fry the hoo ham, yes.
There you go. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Nightside. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Monday.